Yo, what up, Street Gods? Eric Kim. Alright, another turbo thought for y'all. This one is how to live a virtuous life in the suburbs. So, if you're like me, you're probably a city person. Uh, Everyone knows the suburb sucks, right? Like, no surprise here. But I think it actually takes more skill to figure out how to live a quote unquote virtuous and a good life in the suburbs. So, I think that I've found some practical solutions. Just go to the gym every day, or yoga, or whatever, CrossFit, whatever you're into. In the suburbs, you only got no people walking the streets, so the best place to see people and shoot the shit and make new friends and stuff is probably the gym or fitness center, whatever you want to call it. And also, contrary to what us millennials think, I think just like if you have the option to like live at home, like live with your parents, live with your in-laws, whatever have you. The big benefit is, like even currently speaking, just like chilling at Cindy's mom's house in the burbs, and we're only paying $500 a month in rent, which is can't beat that. I'm like, I think in the Bay Area, living in the Bay, right? Like, probably drop like $500 a month in coffee. Spend $1,000, $1,200 a month in alcohol, going out and stuff like that. And one of the nice things about being in the suburbs is in some ways it kind of simplifies your life in a lot of ways. Like, for example, there's not much to do. So when you go to the gym, you get super swole. You go to Costco Business Center, get a bunch of meat, get super swole. And so hilariously enough, being in the burbs is actually probably superior onto like ability to just get more gains. And I think actually even moving forward into the future, like even a turbo thought I had, I was like, to spend more than $500 a month in rent seems to be absolutely crazy by my own personal standards. And nowadays I'm trying to figure out more virtuous ways to resist spending money or buying new stuff. That's actually the biggest casualty by living in the burbs, is because the house is so big. You just gotta fill it up with shit, right? You gotta buy the Dyson, then you gotta buy the storage containers, then you gotta buy the storage containers for the storage containers, right? And the downside of all of this is that you just end up accumulating more. And I think it was Nietzsche who says, like, the more stuff you own, the more stuff owns you. And the basic thought is, certainly it's good to have stuff, but when one has superfluous stuff, it's distracting in a bad way, which prevents you from thriving, from actually doing more activities which you really care for. So, for example, for me, my passion is photography, art, blogging, vlogging, turbo thoughting, whatever you want to call it. And the upside of all this is that it gives me more fidelity to think and be critical. Our new favorite academic word I learned from Cindy, criticality. I'm like, that sounds like a Mortal Kombat move. Sub-Zero, criticality, right? And yeah, I think, moving forward into the future, trying to spend as much time outdoors as possible. Also, the funny thing in the suburbs, people always indoors all day. I'm like, even if you're at the house, just chill in the front lawn, the back lawn, just walk around the block. And also, I call it like suburban island hopping. It's like, everything's like a 25-minute drive away, and just like, it kind of sucks, but so does being stuck on the 405 for like 10 hours, right? And so just figure out virtuous ways to spend your commute time. Listen to music, listen to a podcast, use that time to think, keep your Ricoh GR3X in your front right pocket, you're stuck in traffic, take some pictures out the window, don't get into accident, and try to make the best out of what life is given to you. I'm actually a big fan of the Irvine Spectrum Shopping Center. Shout out to Fogo de Chao. The secret is get 4 beef ribs. That's the one. It's the most delicious and efficient way to get your meat intake. Tell them that Eric Kim sent you, and and spend time with the family. I think even with Seneca, we got Amelia and our my nephew Benji. We kind of see them, hang out with them, go to the park. You know, even though I don't love the parks here, but like the park is kind of the least bad place to take a kid because at least there's elevation, they could be physical. So the best way to live a virtuous life in the suburbs, I think, is strive to be as physical as possible. Also use your internet connection to think more philosophical thoughts. Share them on the YouTubies, on your own blog, your own website, your own vlog, YouTube channel, whatever have you. And never stop getting stronger, more swole, eat more meat, and think deeper thoughts.